Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Tim Stanivek along with Nora Melinda. We're joined by Bloomberg News equities reporter Natalia Konijevic. What's on your radar?
I actually have three gainers for you guys today. Let's start with energy. Venture Global, ticker VG. The stock is up by almost 7% today. Sources told Bloomberg that the company is close to reaching an agreement for a $20 billion financing package to complete one of its LNG, liquefied natural gas export projects. Sources also said that European banks, Banco, Santander, and ING Groep are also among the arrangers. And finally, they said that the deal decision, at least investment, could be made as soon as at the end of this month. So this milestone could potentially put Venture Global on pace to overtake the largest U.S. LNG exporter, Cheniere Energy. But guys, despite today's gain, I have to point out that the stock is down by almost 30% since its IPO in January. That was one of the IPOs that was kind of highly anticipated because fundamentals are there, but it was a big disappointment for the market.
And we've seen so many of those IPOs recently where we had them really blowing coming out of the gate, and then now people are getting a little bit more apprehensive.
Exactly. It looks like crypto. That's the sector that always, does well.
Yeah. Always until it doesn't.
Right. That's
always until it doesn't. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Wild to think that, just a year ago, this was still a privately held company. So Venture Global, we're talking LNG. That's one of the companies that you've got your eye on. Let's talk a little bit about some apparel, Levi's.
Exactly, Levi's. So shares are up, let me check, guys, by more than 11%. After, of course, this positive earnings result, the main takeaway here is that the company raised full year guidance. And then, for example, if we compare last time when they reported earnings, they expected revenue to decline. Now they see revenue to be up between 1% and 2% for the full fiscal year. And also Bloomberg Intelligence is saying that this forecast can still underestimate the upside. CFO, who was on your show, guys, earlier today, he said that the company has no plans to move production to the U.S., right? And then the company said that this full impact on profitability, excluding mitigation efforts, could be somewhere between $25 and $30 million. Just to compare, Gap expects this tariff hit to be somewhere around $300 million. Wow. So this is just, it's interesting to look at all those retail players and how they expect and anticipate.
And I'm looking at analysts here on the street. We have 9 buy ratings on this stock in comparison to 3 holds, 0 sells. So we really are seeing people pretty bullish on Levi Strauss, especially with shares up about 23% this year. And that's in comparison to single digit gains the past 2. So really seeing a rally here for the stock. You're looking at AMC as well.
AMC, I think everyone knows this company, ticker AMC. It is up today also by above 10.6%. After Wedbush upgraded this stock to outperform from neutral, the analyst is saying that the company can benefit from more consistent release slate over the next several years. AMC also either repaid or postponed its year debt that was due to 2026. The price target was raised to $4 from $3. Today's price is $3.3. And by the way, this is the only one buy rating among analysts tracked by Bloomberg. Year to date, the stock is down by 16%. And I just checked the short interest on the stock. It is currently hovers at around 15%, or just compared to the overall amount of traded shares, and it's actually rising. So potentially short sellers are coming back despite this news.
I want to remind everybody about the meme stock status that this company had back in 2021. It reached a market cap of $29 billion. That was back on June 30th, 2021. Now it's at $1.44 billion. Wow.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio Live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.